Hi, welcome to Odyssey and Ascension. This is Roxy. Thanks once again for tuning in. Greetings once again to the collective. This is Ocyphius from the Oversoul Collective Fire, now known as the Oversoul Idea, that of Sylvester. Stand by. And greetings once again. Sylvester here. How are you all? Doing well? Good. Let us begin our journey. Once again, Roxy's on the edge of her seat, feeling this idea of herself, experiencing the idea of Sylvester, to be in the field of what I am. And what is that? Let's talk about that. You have ideas of yourself. You have ideas of your higher self, and your higher self has an idea of its higher self, does it not? It must be that way, because we all journey back and forth. How clever. And that idea, so what you're doing now is experiencing a higher definition of yourself, that of me, Sylvester. Right now, Roxy's translating it in a way, and we're giving her a frequency she's unfamiliar with. So what does that mean? This unfamiliarity gives her uneasiness. You want to be uneasy in your life. You want to find things that will push your comfortableness. You're set in your ways, upset you. We've said this before, it makes no difference. And when you get up to an idea of a higher self, if you will, you start to experience a different part of you. This part of you is a field, and that field has an infinite number of possibilities, and how you get to play in that field is your own discretion, but getting to that field is the key. Getting to that field is what you choose about yourself in order to get to that field. Do you stop at your higher self? Of course not. You can't. It's endless. It goes forever. There's no stopping. There's always expanding. And when you fractalize yourself into an idea of forgetfulness, you get to expand whatever way you want to. But that's the key, isn't it? What you idealize is what you want to expand it is what we're actually talking about here. We give you opportunities. Those opportunities are different frequencies. Those frequencies are different relationships to an environment. A relationship to an environment is your familiarity with the environment, the frequency of what you're experiencing. So Roxy's feeling a new her. You feel a way all the time. You feel yourself all the time. That's what we're talking about. We want you to not feel what you are as a status quo. We want you to feel beyond yourself. And then live that way. Act that way. And now here comes the scary part. We're going to talk about Jen here. Jen's a mom for 15 years, right? So Jen is a mom to everybody because that's her frequency. That's what she defines herself as. So she be's a mom to anybody. She's motherly in that fashion. So she defines herself as her structure of what she considers her most comfortable vibration. What she says I am. Because what was defined as the choice, she said, I'm going to be a mom. She defined herself. Done. You got to see that. You got to see now that's enacting in every part of your life. Because that's the core vibration you subject yourself to by defining yourself as an idea of whatever. Now, when Jane talks about no identification, only leaves the idea of what you guys want to be to yourself as an open venue. And then your 3D logical mind fights for an identification. It wants to be A or B. It wants to be this or that. It has to know because that's what you guys are comfortable with. All of you know the ego is seeking an idea of acceptance, validation, security. We've said it a million times. This is the idea of vulnerability. Jen, could you be something else to everyone else without being uncomfortable? Probably not. You're going to go, shit, I can't be this way or act this way because they will think I'm not this. You don't translate it as not being motherly, but that's your original core vibration on your choosing upon the age of 20 becoming an idea of a mother. Shifting yourself from I'm not responsible to I'm responsible. And then you took on that status quo and then you created your futures from that self. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So when you let go of the identification of the role you're playing upon earth, that's when the vulnerability and allowance is now fully, let's say, awareness. It's fully in play, the allowance of that, the vulnerability of it. You getting what I'm saying? That will just funnel in, shuttle in through your spirit, your, let's say, conduit to me, your higher selves, to bring in a vibration of remembrance, a vibration of a different environment, a different frequency, a different reality upon earth. You're in a different reality because you've shifted. Of course, it all looks the same, but that's not the point. What the point is how people are reacting to you. The point is how your environment is reflecting back to you. That's where the key lies. That's when you let go of the definition, you change yourself. And when you change yourself, you allow more ideas to come in. Because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. But you scare yourself to death by not choosing what you want to choose, what you want to experience, to go beyond yourself, to find out that this is just, let's say, an experience, a ride of all rides. It is just the beauty of whatever I want to be in the moment. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So you don't have to be this or that. But when you get up to a frequency of a different environment and all of a sudden it scares you, that's your clue, that's your key, that's your I am to go and say, I can do this, I want to change, I want to change, I want to change, I want to try something else, I want to be something else, I want to do something else. I don't want to be defined over and over and over and over again. I don't want to fit a role. I don't want to play in the game. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Angel? Mm-hmm. Yeah? What do you define yourself as?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to grasp for one thing.
Good. That's the key. There is no one thing. You're an angel to, let's say, in the moment. You're a mother to Jonathan in the moment. You're a lover to your husband in the moment. But you can't be that for a sustained amount of time because then you are going to confine your nows. And then here comes the opportunity. The opportunity says, hey, angel, why don't you try this? And then, oh no, I can't, I'm a mother. I can't do, oh no, I'm a lover to my, I can't do that. I've got responsibilities. No, you don't. You define yourself as responsible. But you don't. No one has responsibility. Do you want to leave? It's the dog. Yeah, psyched you out.
I was going to say, she wants you to leave instead, huh?
What we're talking about here is the next shift for humanity. To allow yourself to be a different idea in every moment to the best of your ability. Because if you keep playing your own status quo, you're going to be that. And it's all down to definitions. Definitions are beliefs, beliefs are limitations. There is no belief, there is no definition, there's only you. And that's the beauty of this ride. But people are scared to choose what they want to be in the moment that's outside of what everyone else knows them as. Make sense? Watch your behavior, Jen. What I mean by that is sometimes you treat people as children. And they're adults. That's okay. That's beautiful. But look at yourself when you do this. Because you're not, let's say, not allowing yourself to be the different person, to speak your truth, to enact in a different way. So you hold yourself. You hold yourself to the construct of, I'm a mother. I've got to be cute. I've got to be responsible. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Look at children, they're gods. It's only you that make them, let's say, non-God. Parents. You conform them to an idea of what they should be. What are they supposed to be? Sure, you can put little ideas of guides in the ways, but you just encroach upon them. You dominate them. You tell them. You school them. You fear. Oh yeah, Pink Floyd. Mother's gonna put all of her fears into you. Oh yeah. Remember that song? Kids are gonna be fine. Let them journey. Let them. Because they get to discover. They get to remember. That means you're not trusting that they're an individual singularity. That means you're not trusting that their blueprint of life is already in play and they've already played out every single probability in the now. That means you're not trusting what you are. So you're not trusting yourself that you allowed this child to be birthed into your family to offer them a choice of either fear or love. And you choose fear because your responsibility of definition from the past says you need to do A, B, or C. And then you're stuck in that nice whirlwind of repetition. Right? I don't know. Seems that way to me. What do you guys want to be? What do you want to do? Hopefully everything. Whatever lies within the moment. That's what you want to rock on. You don't want to play in the field of repetition. Look at your life, Angel. Look how much it's changed in the last year. We've been watching you. We watched how you shift. You went from scared, but you couldn't, let's say, you were so scared. You were so scared, but you just couldn't stay in that damn house anymore, so you shifted. You made a choice for yourself. You fell in love with yourself, and look where you are now. You're back in the house with a whole new version of a person. That lover, because of you, chose the new environment of your choice. Proof positive. For you. Don't worry about anyone else. It's not about them. You don't need to prove it to them. Because if you're trying to prove it to them, you're going to constrain yourself to proving it to them on their belief systems. I don't care about them. I care about you. And I want you to care about you. And look what you've done for yourself. So you can give yourself a pat on the back. Absolutely. Give yourself some good kudos. Absolutely. You rocked your world. You shifted the entire collective because you fell in love with yourself. And now you're taking that young child, Jonathan, and you're not teaching him. You're allowing him. You're offering him. You're giving him his own ideas of his imagination is to run free. I mean, God, you got Da Vinci in your house. You know? And you did that. You found it. You chose yourself. Booyah, Zoe says. So you can see that your choices of yourself is where it's going to be. Okay? You can do all kinds of fun stuff in the spiritual idea world, but we want to tell you guys it's about you. This whole game is about you. Get in front of the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is about you. It's about what I want to choose for me to make me happy. Me. Because if I don't choose my happiness, I'm going to come back again. And don't think you're not. You're gonna come back again. Because it's a merry-go-round and it's a great, great ride. And each and every time the ride ends, you get off and you get right back in line because you're ready to do it again because you love it that much. No one comes here because they don't love it. They all love it. We all love it. All of us. Because it's nothing greater gift than taking a species into flesh to light. Awesome. Really, really good stuff that you guys are doing. And your journey is to find yourself in yourself at all times. And the realization, the awareness that you're choosing the definition of yourself is what constrains you. You don't have to be a mother. You don't have to be a wife. You don't have to be a businessman, a success. That's the ego saying that. That's my responsibility I was given at birth. You guys, let's say the generations from the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, those birthing ideas are really taking, let's say, alcoholism and breaking that, let's say, that big cycle, huge cycle. Still doing it, but you guys have changed that a lot. You're taking the idea of parenthood and shifting that. You started it, and the next generation is shifting it now too. You started it really, really solid in those times. You took on those things to shift the human collective. By the way, no one's an alcoholic, unless you define yourself to be that. How fun. The rest of your life you get to beat the shit out of yourself. Good stuff. We want you to understand that vibration is feeling the relationship in the mirror to yourself. You're relating to yourself and the environment that you choose. When you shift that awareness of yourself, Rox, you shifted to Ocyphius. Ocyphius is, let's say, ascending. I'm shifting into my higher self. That kind of idea. But as Roxy moves herself into new vibration, she gets new understandings, new awarenesses, new ways to do things, new comprehensions. And she expands herself, so she sits in this idea of herself to understand what it is to be that of human being on earth as a god. Booyah. How exciting. And the relationship, the frequency relationship, to get familiar with it is the key. That's what you want to do. You want to find yourself in the mirror. You want to go, I like this vibration. Yes, this is cool. I don't like this anymore. I don't want to be constricted to a fucking job. I don't want to do this anymore. Then don't. What's going to happen? Fear. That's what's going to happen. Your fear. That's healing. How awesome. How can it get any better than this? Ta, thank you. Make sense? You want to go and battle what you call your fears. You want to engage in them, because that relationship, now you're vibrating to the fear. The fear's here. High fear, I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it. And you go, no, 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 no. I don't trust you anymore. I'm not going to, let's say, fall into debt. I'm not going to lose my house. I'm not going to lose my wife because I'm myself. I'm gaining me. Holy cow. You're gaining yourself by not choosing what everyone else says you should do from the memories, from the history, from the collective itself, limiting itself. And that's why you're here in the greatest time of all times upon earth, the awakening. You chose to be here because you have it in you. You are all gods that have that much gumption, that much strength to say no to what is so obvious, so real, so right there, solid. And you go, no, I don't believe it. Simple as that. You say no, done. And it hurts, and you get scared, and you motherfuck the universe when it doesn't work out. But it is working out because you're challenging yourself and you're shifting that vibration once again, the relationship to yourself, which gives the mirror a new frequency, which shifts you into another earth, another earth, another earth, and then all of a sudden the worst is fucking over. The worst is over. And then it's all about encompassing you, new energies, because you have such a flow, and all those little things that were shielding you from seeing the beauty of all that is now gone. And you go into little deeper core ideas. But now it's not like the game of shedding beliefs, it's the game of creating you with the easiness and the flow, and all of a sudden you're like, holy cow, I can really do this. And I'm shifting my reality, and I'm feeling and relating and doing everything different. And all of a sudden you're not anything, you're everything. Oh man. Everything. All of it at one time. And that's what you're journeying to. That's where you're going. That's what you want to set out to be. But it all, once again, starts within. You can listen to all the channelings. What do we call it? There's a couple names. There's one thing called ascension fatigue. Because you guys just fill your head with all the ascension shit you can, and all of a sudden you go, God, nothing's working. And you get so much information, you get your head's blowing up. It's like, okay. You know? That's one thing. And then you just get an overload of information. You go from channel to channel to channel to channel to reading to reading to reading to reading, and you do all of this stuff. And it all means nothing until you choose yourself. None. All of them are ideas in place. Playing the cards, you're doing whatever. Putting all this stuff out there to make it change. None of that changes. None of it. None of it can change because it's all you. And it's telling you to change you, to shift you, to choose the love that lies within, inside. And that's it. And then you get to live a free life and not care about anything except the beauty of happiness in the moment that is all about you. And you get to choose it, create it as you choose. And then real fun begins. Oh, yeah. You start to get to play. We'll talk about more of that later. I just want to share with you guys that you can shift your vibration every moment by just choosing yourself. And we know, we've repeated this, we understand that. But we really want you to listen to it. We really want you to listen to what we're saying here. We want you to take yourself and really look at yourself and say, am I choosing what I want to do right now? And if the answer is no, then act upon the, let's say, choice of yes. No, I don't want to do this anymore. No, I'm done. Any suits out there? Y'all know what suits are? Businessmen. I bet a couple of you suits out there wanting to get up from a meeting and say, what the fuck am I doing here? This is so ridiculous. It is. When you look at it from a standpoint of up here, you're like, everyone is so concerned about this and this and money, 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 and it's all this stuff, and everyone's trying to fix each other. You just want to get up and say, I gotta go. The suits out there, do so. Watch what happens. Watch what you hear. You guys don't think that you, nobody else, you guys don't think that you, when you choose what you don't want, you don't have a reality of everything you need? Of course you do. So if you go along this thing and say, I can't work for you anymore, goodbye. And then you leave, and then, here comes the fear, and what am I going to do? And the wife's all pissed, or the husband's all pissed. What are you going to do? We're not going to, and you're like, no. Do you not think that you have a reality set up for you that's going to be beautiful? Of course, because you just chose yourself, so you shifted to a higher world, a higher vibration of yourself, because you chose love. That's the way it works. You need to choose it. You need to choose it just once, just one time. And I tell you, you're going to go, wow, that wasn't so bad. That kind of worked out. That was cool. All right, I got this. I got this. I can do it again. I can do it again. But you got to do it for you. You got to do it for you, not for somebody else. It's not what's best for somebody else. Because then you're trying to save somebody. No one wants to be saved. I don't want to be saved. You don't want to be saved. You've got it. You're a God. You're all that is. You're creation. So if I need to be saved, then all of creation needs to be saved, and then we need a bus to get back to fucked. Think about it. We are creation. You are creation. You have everything in you you need for yourself to create your own reality, and it all comes down to the awareness of the choice in the moment. Am I choosing what I don't want? If the answer is yes, then you know you have an opportunity to shift yourself, and the only thing that can lie on the other side is a higher state of being. Why? Because you chose love. Simple. Look at the formula. It's easy. You can do this. We want you all to get this drilled in. 2016 is going to be a big year for humanity. Big, huge, large, lots of action. And we want as many fundamentally in place, that awareness, that isness, that godship, the adepthood, everything's in place to idealize, stabilize, if you will, the idea of the new frequency of this earth that we're all co-creating, shifting into, after all shit hits the fan next year. And not bad stuff. Disclosure, relax. You have plenty of time. There's no time. Get into yourself, get into yourself, get into yourself. And if you're not interested, don't worry about it. Just choose your joy. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be healing yourself. If you found a modality that gives you a mediocre yet happy life, then choose it. Because then you're shifting that part of you. See, there's no wrong path. None. So just choose. If you're not interested, don't do it. Find your joy. Do what you want to do. But if you really want to understand yourself, then choose the love for yourself every moment, not the mediocrity, not the settling, not the, maybe, I don't know, yeah, I should. That kind of shit. What? Yeah, alright. What time is it? Oh, we got 15, 17 minutes or something like that?
Doesn't say.
It's a new camera. We're not real familiar with it. At least I'm not.
No indication whatsoever.
I guess we'll just wing it. Awesome. No, it looks good. So anyways, just give you an idea of a recap, this idea. This channeling is Roxy, here, aware, and feeling this new sense of herself. This is a new reality for her. Very plastic, surreal, not real, not solid, used to, because she's at a different level of herself, and that frequency bounces back in the mirror at a different vibration, a different speed, and then the feelings of this in the body is going, God, what is this? This is a new world. It is. It feels different. That's the key. Don't rely on these senses. They're translated through electrical impulses. Feeling is everything. That is not senses. That's what you are. Oh yeah. So, she's going through this to feel herself, to understand a new level of that. And of course, it will be different the next time because Roxy will shift and allow me to come as more of me as, let's say, that I am, because she can be that. She can encompass this energy. That kind of idea. You'll follow along. You got this. So I think that's it. Right? Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm going to give you back to O. Until our next interaction. We'll see you later. Thank you once again. This is Ocyphius from the Oversoul Collective Fire. Our eternal thanks for tuning in to our joy. I bid you a good day. I don't. Cool.
That was that was good.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Really
As
good.
Bashar says, thank you. You can't do that right. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll get it up. Mwah. I love you. Bye.